Hey everybody, got my coffee, my favorite Christmas movie that I watch even when it's not Christmas. Sonia Bernard here, linked by Ink, independent demonstrator. And today I am going to bring you a class, and this class is Dainty Delight. So, I am a little bit tired because, I don't know if you know or not, but I got a new kitten and I keep waking up in the middle of the night because I'm afraid I'm going to roll over on top of her or she's like licking my face and stuff. So if I'm a little scatterbrained today, that is why. I'm a little sleep deprived. Haven't slept through the night in almost 2 weeks. So, okay, so we're going to do Dainty Delight. Now, this is not going to be available until January 5th, okay? So January 5th is when our new mini goes live and our celebration goes live. So any orders placed between now and January 5th, to include January 5th, because if you place an order and you spend $50 or more, then you can get a free celebration item starting January 5th. So any orders placed up until then, including that day, you will get this kit for free with your order. If you place an order over $50, you'll also get that celebration item that you get to pick, but I'll also throw in a packet of these super cute embellishments that we're using on these cards today. Okay, this is the 2021-2023 in color opal rounds. So, spend $35 or more, you get this kit. Spend $50 or more, you get the kit, which is enough for 8 cards, plus the embellishment, plus if you wait till January 5th to place your order, which I suggest if you're going to do, use that. You have to use that host code, okay? And then you will get all that for free. Okay, Dainty Delight. Let's turn this down and do this. I can hear the ice cream man outside. It's too cold for ice cream. Okay, so our first card we're going to do is that I really like these cards. I think that they're clean and it says the best is yet to come. Okay, so we're going to use thick basic white card stock, and we've got, here I've got all my bits coming. Oh, so I'm going to get them mixed up. Oh, hang on, let me show you something before I start this. Look what I got in. This is the new Boho Blue Mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine that you can get right now if you're a demonstrator, but January 5th they also have an amazing join offer and you can get one of these for free. I said it, for free. Let me know if you're interested in that. Shoot me a message, comment on this live, okay? Plus more stuff. Okay, this is a regular, thick white cardstock, and it is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, of course. And then we're just gonna fold that over, and then we're using the paper today from. Let me grab this. I've moved my microphone. I'm getting some people saying having issues hearing me. Other people saying they can hear me fine. So hopefully I've moved this microphone and that will work. A Dainty Flowers Designer Series paper. It is super cute. And this is actually a celebration item that will be available January 5th. So if you spend $50 before shipping and tax, you can get this for free. With the kit, you'll get all the paper included, so you don't have to worry about that. So then you're going to get your DSP, and that's a 4 by 5 1/4. And we're just going to glue that straight down. Again, the first 3 are pretty basic, simple. We want to keep it quick and easy. The last one that I'm going to show you today is a bit of a fun fold. And it's one I've done before. I don't know if I've done a video on it yet or not. I know I did it at a class. Okay. And then this is using the scalloped contour dies. One of my favorites in the catalog. And we used this one, the second to biggest. second smallest one. Okay, I told you, sleep deprived. So just go with it, okay? Okay, so again, these will be cut out for you, die cut, so you don't have to do it. Then we're just going to have a little piece of basic white, and that's a 2.5 by 3 7/8. And we're going to get this really cute flower from the Dainty Delight and stamp it in Memento. When you've got a stamp that's larger than your ink pad, sometimes it's easier to stamp this way. Just tap, 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 tap. I give it a good coating, and then we're going to stamp that onto here. Oh, here we go. Okay, and then how cute is that image? Love it. Then we're going to get our light soft succulent and our light fresh freesia. Now if you don't have these, but you might have markers, you might have watercolor pencils, you know, you could use anything there. Again, I don't, these images will not be stamped for you, so if you don't have this stamp set, well, you won't be able to get it until January 5th, but if you're not going to order it, just use something that you already have, because you can put any old image on here, and if I'm sure you've got a floral stamp set somewhere, and you can put that there. So then we're going to color it in for the sake of quickness. Boom, we've colored it. And then, oh hey Ariel, Norma, Stamps and Smiles, how you all doing? Okay, we'll make this quick and easy. This is a piece of pearlescent paper, and it's 4 inches by 1 inch. And it's just to add a little bit of extra. We're going to go ahead and glue this down. If you want, you can put dimensionals, but I'm going to put dimensionals on the next layer, so we don't want to go too thick, because then you can't send it normal US mail, like first class. Or it has to be run through those machines or something like that. Okay. Then we're going to put our little pearlescent paper. It's really pretty in real life. I don't know if you can see, it's very shimmery, and it's got like a very vanilla tint to it. It's more of a cream than a white, as you can see there. And then, yes, I put the dimensionals on the back already. I was trying to be more expedient, but we'll see. Because really, you just, like, you know how to do all this stuff. This is just to see how to put it all together. Hi Linda, thanks for joining us. Okay, so pop that down. And then we've got our little circle, and another one of my favorites is the Stylish Shapes dies, and we've used the second smallest one there to get a little die cut piece, and this is just basic white. And then we're going to use our the best is yet to come. I really like that sentiment, especially after the last couple of years that we've probably all had. It's kind of nice to know. I think 2023 is going to be an amazing year for many of us. Because 2020 and 21 and 22, they tested the limits of my sanity sometimes. Okay. And we will grab a dimensional as soon as my eyes can locate them. Here we go. And throw a couple on there. And then we are using some, instead of ribbon, we're going to use some thread. I'll get you the actual name of it in a second. Just pop that on. And I've already tied the bows. So this is the Baker's Twine Essential Pack. I like it because you get a nice assortment of all the different colors. And then you just want a glue dot, and you're gonna stick that on there. And that's card number 1. Done. You can trim that up if you wanted to, or keep it long. Sweet, right? Use any background paper that you have any kind of die, you can just envision the layout and then copy this and use what you have. Okay, so this second one, oh, so easy. This is using some of that beautiful Celebration DSP that you can get for free when you place that order of $50 or more before shipping and tax. And it's a whole packet. It's wonderful. So let me get on my pieces. Oh no, the next one was falling out. Okay, so again we've got our thick basic white cardstock, 8.5, 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then we've got some old olive, and that is at 4 3/4 by 3. No, my bad. That's by 5 by 4. And then the DSP, you can get 6 of these out of one sheet. So when you're cutting it, let me show you. So here's the other 3. So when you're cutting it, you want to make sure you cut down here and then like kind of cut in the middle and then trim to fit, because you'll see right here. See, you might have a little less on this side, a little more on this side, if I'm making sense. You might have to trim a little extra here. So just trim like 1/8 of an inch at a time to get that nice and lined up, like centered. I hope I'm making sense, because you don't want it like a big white patch on one side. Well, maybe you do, but okay. Well, look at the back side too. I just want to like recreate this. It's so fun. And you could, it's just like use some watercoloring and then splatter some paint over and do that on some watercolor paper and you've got this. So, okay, so we're just going to layer these down really quickly. And again, if you wanted to, you could use dimensionals, but I will be using that on that sentiment there. So I'll just throw that on there. Again, the idea of these is to be quick, simple, but still have some wow factor. Okay, now we've got a circle of DSP, or it's an oval, I should say, and that is from the framed florets dies. Say that 5 times fast. We're going to use this one. Now, when you cut it out, you're going to have an edge in this pinky color. Save that frame, okay? That's going to be used for one of our other cards. So you're going to take the center and use it for this card, and then that other edge you're going to use it for another card. Again, if you're purchasing a kit from me, that's going to come included in the kit, so you won't have to worry about that. Yeah, these colors are gorgeous, I gotta say. The whole that paper pack is just beautiful. It's probably one of my favorites. And we're just going to glue that down in the center. Whoops. It kind of does have it going one way, so I just realized I glued that on upside down, which I think I glued it on upside down on that one. So it does have where it's got stems and flowers, so just make sure that's on the right side. Then back to the stylish shapes and dies for our banner, and that is the large one over here in that corner. And we're going to use some Blackberry Bliss ink. Let's get Blackberry Bliss and Rich Razzleberry are so close together. Wrong stamp set. We're going to use Thank You for Your Kindness. Now, what I found, I was practicing with this, so I hope I'm going to get it right. What I found with this stamp, I was trying to line it up using the bottom, but if you look at that T and you line up that line that's going across the T there, try to line your stamping up with that T so that line is going straight and it should fall into place. Theoretically, we'll see how this goes. I'm just going to pull it forward for a little bit so I can actually see. Okay, let's see how we go, because the first time I did it, it was a little crooked. So I was practicing. I was like, there has to be a way to figure this out where you could get it straight. Let's see. Not too bad. Still a little a little up on that side, but better than when I first did it. It was really crooked. So I took the stamp off, I laid it down, I tried several different ways, and that's as close as I can get. Some stamps I think are just crooked, but yeah, if you can figure out a better way to do this to get that just a little bit straighter, let me know. Again, I was like kind of leaning in, so maybe when it's right underneath you, you can see better. Okay, let's bring this back up so we can see. And just some dimensionals on that. So if you get one pack of paper, you could whip out 12 of these cards because you've got 6 on a sheet, 2 sheets in a pack. So 12 cards, super quick. And then we're using the thread, the brown one. I'm sure it has a color name to it. My brain is just not working, so we're not even going to go there. Okay, and I'll stick that down with a glue dot. And there we go. Oh, I think the first card I forgot the bling. I did forget the bling. Look at that. We have bling. So remember to put your bling on there. Now I've lost my pen. Okay, we're using fingers. It still works with your fingers. You know, you don't need a tool to pick these up. You can do it. See? Just if you have a little bit of nail, bam. Okay. So that's 1 and 2 done. And here comes number. These are so pretty. It's that paper, I tell you. It's the paper. It really just is so pretty and feminine and soft and beautiful. Here's one, Celebrate You. And it's really cute. It's in Fresh Freesia, which I just love this color. Chrissy, hey, how you doing? Hope you all had a wonderful Christmas / holidays. Had a great time. And regular size. And let me just turn this because I've got my other measurements on this sheet. So again, we're 8.5, 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and then we have our Old Olive, and that's 5 by 3 3/4. We're not going to glue that down yet. We have our gorgeous DSP, and that is going to be 3 3/8 by 4 7/8. So that will layer just on top of there. And that's what the other side looks like. It's got a masculine feel to it too. So very versatile. If you're like, well, I need a masculine card as well, change the colors out and use this. You can always use like a basic gray that goes well with your Night of Navy and make this masculine. Okay, let's move that over there a little bit. Voila. Then we will put, this is Back to Stars, Shapes Dies, and we're using the largest one for a cutout of vellum, and then we're using the second largest one to do a cutout like this of this basic white circle for our sentiment. And we can stamp that in Memento. Oh, I gotta clean it off because we're gonna do Celebrate You. Of course, you could do anything there. Happy birthday. I don't think it's sympathy. It looks too joyous for a sympathy card. So it could be an anniversary card. That would make a pretty anniversary card. And stamp it on the bottom side, because we're going to put the ribbon across it. So now we're going to adhere our vellum. Remember, you don't want to use regular ink under there. So in one corner of a circle, you know what I mean, one section of the pie, I call it like slice, I don't know, but down in the bottom right, because you're going to put this other piece over top, so it's going to cover up your glue dots. So we're going to stick that there with our glue dots, Because as you can see them through here, so you definitely don't want it up there. It will really detract from your card. And then we're going to put our circle here, and we're just going to use liquid glue. And I'm so precise with that glue. Just throw it down. Oh, that's what I love about it, though. You don't have to be. You just throw it down and it works. And then we've got our Fresh Freesia ribbon. And this is our in color ribbon. It's so pretty. I think the hardest thing here is trying to, you know, when you pre-cut your ribbon, is trying to get it so your ends are the same size. Oh, I forgot a piece. Don't tie it yet. Don't do that yet. We're going to get our Dainty Delights. Oh, dear. Our Dainty Delights dies, which I don't know where I've put them. Scallop contours. Give me 1 second. Oh, they were. Nope, that's not them either. Well then. Here they are. They're hiding under a piece of paper. Okay, Dainty Delights dies. These look like so much fun. Like, look at these flowers. Look at all these leaves. These are like the centers of the flowers. So much fun to be had with this. I think you're going to love it. You can, I mean, just using the dies and cutting out cardstock without even stamping it's going to be fun. I can see a lot of scenes coming. So we're going to use this one here. Kind of looks like, oh, it could be a broomstick if you hold it up the other way. Like, but with stars. Oh my gosh, a little witch riding on the broomstick. Do you see that? Or maybe it's just because I'm sleep deprived. But I could picture a little witch here sitting on this with all stars coming off the broomstick, you know, because she's going fast, flying through the sky. My mind, it's a thing. Okay, so we're going to use this. Okay. And then, so I guess I'll be keeping this die set for what you call it, Halloween. Because remember, all this, the mini is good January through April. So short and sweet. So if you really see something you want, don't hold off on it. Because all items are all going to be while supplies last. So we're just tucking that tail under there. I just put a little bit of glue up under the stars area there. Then we can tie that ribbon. And then you can kind of tie the bow over top of that to kind of cover it up a little bit. We just have to hope there's a witch in the Christmas mini now, or the holiday mini I should call it. Because I did not get, I don't think I even made a Halloween card this year, but I think I will next year. I made lots of treat boxes. I used those paper pumpkin treat boxes. There we go, celebrate you. And I also using the Give It a Whirl dies. There's these are great dies. If you don't have these, check them out. They're really versatile. They've got clouds and stars and hearts and all kinds of stuff on them. So they're very, very versatile. So I use this heart over here. Okay, they've got a banner, you know, for sentiments. It's great. And I used the pearlescent specialty paper. That's that paper. It comes in just 2 sheets because it is a specialty paper. I'm wondering if you can see how shiny that is there. So it's really cute. Plus, so I cut out the heart regular, and then I took the light Freesia Stampin' Blend and I colored it in, because you can color this. It works out just great. So you have any color you want. And we can glue that down actually now. Whoops. It just went flying. Hang on a sec. If you wanted to pop it up, you could too. It's up to you. Look, don't cover up your sentiment though. And then we'll glue this whole thing down. Almost done with our 3rd card. And then we just have 1 more to go. Okay. And pop that on there. Love Fresh Freesia. Make sure my ribbon's straight before that sets. Okay, and then some bling. I'm going to use this darker pink on this one. You can just put these wherever you feel like it. Oops. Put that one there. And we'll put one on the heart. Okay, number 3, done. Bam. And did I forget the bow? Just as I threw it down, I saw my bow. So I did a double bow. So basically you just get 2 pieces of string and then tie the bow together. And nope, I forgot that on the first one. Nope, I'm losing my mind. I've lost it. Never mind. That's for the last card. Okay, I told you, sleep deprivation, it's a thing. It's, oh Lord, kittens. Okay. If you haven't seen my kitten, she has her own Instagram. I haven't posted on it today. Okay, Libby the love bug ragdoll. Okay, so here is our last card for today, and I forget what they call this. Like, there's a name for it, but it basically just stands upright. So you write your stuff on the back, and then it faces almost like a decor piece to me. Can't think of the name of it, of the fold, the fun fold, but I'll give you all the dimensions here and the scoring. So there's definitely some scoring. So we have a 4 1/4 by a 10 1/2, and then we're going to score at 5 1/2, 6 3/4, 8 3/4, and 10 inches. Okay, and then we are going to fold into the bump. Remember, if there's a bump, you want the bump on the inside, not the outside. And make sure you really burnish these good. Fold in. And then we've got another piece of Old Olive. And this one is 3 1/4 by 5. And we've scored at 1 1/2 and then 1/2. And we're going to fold those ones in as well. Okay. Then we can get our DSP, and that is 4 by 5 1/4. And again, gorgeous DSP. This one, the same thing I was talking about with making sure you're cutting it at the right spot. At the bottom, this is actually the edge of the paper, and then you want to cut the top off, and you'll probably have a piece in the middle before you can use the other side. I'm trying to make sense here, but let me show you. So the paper will look like this. So measuring from the bottom up to the top, and then from the bottom up to the top, and then you'll have that piece in the middle, and you can actually use that piece, I believe, for right here. So you can get, again, 6 cards out of one sheet, 12 cards out of a pack. So that is pretty cool. So this paper is just, makes me want to go lay down in a field. There's the child in me wants to lay down in a field. The adult in me says, no, there'll be snakes and bugs and what are those awful things, ticks. Yeah, so I'm like, nope. Okay, I'd rather just look at it. Oh, instead, there we go. Okie dokie. So we're going to pop that on, and then we are going to have a little piece of DSP that's going to go on this side, and this is going to go sideways because it's just going to save you paper. If you do it this way, then you're going to be cutting differently, and you're not going to get as much paper out of it. I hope that's making sense. And what is the size of this? It is 5 no, it's not. 4 by 1 3/4. There we go. It's 4 by 1 3/4. And then this other piece here, which is actually a different piece. It's not the same as this. This is a 3 by 3 1/4. So it's 3 across and 3 3/4 down, I believe. So we're going to put this DSP on here. And then pop that down on there. So make sure you're putting this on the front because we are folding in, obviously. So you want this to be out on the front side. And if you wanted, you could cut another piece and put it here as well. I've seen that with and without on these. Now, I found the easiest way to do this is we're going to put our glue here, and then I'm going to sit it flat, and then I'm going to look at it this way, and then I'm going to look at it this way, making sure that the base is flat on the table, because you don't want that all crooked. If you do it all crooked, it is not going to stand up straight. It's going to keep flopping over. So some people like to use tear and tape there. See, I've got that base there, and then I'm eyeballing to see that this is in a 90 degree, straight up and down, basically. So I want this front portion straight up and down, and then I want to look at this way. Whoops. Now it's not going to stick straight away, which is great because it gives you that wiggle room that you need, especially with a card like this. You want to get it. I'm going to kind of make sure it's like a rectangle. You don't want it too high or too low. Doesn't have to be exact, just as close as you can get it to being an actual rectangle. See, mine's a little high, but I think it'll still be okay. You can, oh, I can move it down still. There's still that wiggle room. I love that. So that looks pretty good. Okay, then we have our other piece. And this one, we're just going to put our little DSP here to the front of this. And, hey Jennifer, thanks for joining. This is all using the Dainty Delights stamp set and dies, and then this paper that we're using here will be available with Celebration. Of course, if you're a demonstrator already, you can already get your hands on this. Big perk of being a demonstrator. Get to play with the stuff early. Now, I'm going to put that about an inch in, so just eyeballing with my finger about an inch. I'm going to just put some glue on that part. Okay, and then we're going to center down on here about an inch in and centered and straight. There we go. That'll work. We'll just give it a little second to dry too, because we're going to bend it that way as well. Oh no, I've lost my... I've lost a piece of the card. Oh dear. Sleep deprivation. That's what I'm just going to blame it on until I can actually sleep through the night. Snap. Crackle pop. I had it all cut out, so we might have to do it again. Okay. Is it under here? No. Okay, I'm going to have to cut a piece of white cardstock out real quick using this frame, because we're going to see right here. This is going to be in the middle, so I'm so sorry. Apologies, I thought I had done it. Apparently I had not, or I've just lost it. That's quite possible. Just talk amongst yourselves. Tell me, what did you get for Christmas? Did you get a present for Christmas? Okay. Okay, sorry about that. So we are going to need the center of that. But good news, this should be nice and dry now. So now we're going to put a little bit of glue on here. And we're just going to make that at a 90-degree angle as well. And you can already see, oh, it's standing by itself, so that's good. It's working. Okay, then I would personally write on this first, do any stamping on it, then glue it down. Okay, so I'm actually not going to glue this down on the back because I do want to send this to someone. But if you make a boo-boo, then you can just get a new piece of paper. Okay, so that's where it will go with your sentiment and everything. So now we're just almost finished. We're going to get this frame and glue this on. And it's even fun that way. It just doesn't pop as much. So I do like both sides. I think this would make a fun frame. Like if you had a solid background to it. I like this fun little floral frame here. We're almost done. And just gonna pop that down. And then we've got our frame from Workbrain Framed Florets collection. And then for our little banner, again with the stylish sheets, and we're using this one here. Okay. So again, if you make a purchase, you get all these die cuts in your kit, so you don't even have to worry about it. And then we're gonna do Celebrate You. And we're celebrating you a lot because you're worth it. We're going to use Rich Razzleberry. Not Blackberry Bliss. Sorry. My brain, every time I see this color, I'm like, Rich Razzleberry. No, it's not. It's Blackberry Bliss. Again, with the Celebrate, I use that T to make it straight. I'm going to pull it in front of me this time. Okay. Not too shabby. Worked out okay. And then we're going to use this stamp here. It's really cute. And we're also going to use a little Wink of Stella. Now, if you don't have a Wink of Stella, you can use a blender pen as well to get the same effect that we're going to get right here. So we're going to stamp that. And then using either a blender pen or a Wink of Stella, you can just do a little circle where these little berries are, and it makes them colored in and gives it a little shine too. Gives the image more depth for sure when you're not coloring. Okay. If you wanted to, you could do the top too. I didn't do it on the last one, but I think I will on this one. Let's see how that looks. So barely even tapping on it. There we go. And of course, dimensionals, because we love them. I think if you're not using dimensionals in your cards, don't get upset, but I think if you're not using dimensionals in your cards, you might be doing it wrong. So, I think cards, not all the time, but 9 times out of 10, a dimensional just really adds something as, you know, a little extra. So, we're going to put this in here. I wonder if there's someone who doesn't use dimensionals. Everyone I know just uses them and loves them. We're going to put that in the middle. And then this I like Celebrate You because it could be used for so many things. Maybe you got a job. Maybe you're doing great at work. Maybe you have team members that are doing great. Someone who did an excellent job. And you want to send them a little thank you. Oh, look, I already put a dot on it from before. So you can use it for a whole bunch of things. There we go. And that's it. That is our 4 cards. Done. Quick, easy. And remember, everything's die cut out for you, ready to go. So it's easy to make. There's no stamped images though. This Dainty Delights bundle, available January 5th. Use the host code. Spend over $50. Get a free celebration product. Get enough to make 8 cards, 2 of each design. Plus get your free opal rounds. if you spend $35, you're not going to get the free celebration and you're not going to get the free opal rounds. So it's worth it to go ahead and grab something out of the new mini. If you want a catalog sent to you, please let me know and I will send you one gladly. And they will go live on, yeah, Linda, can't live without dimensionals. It will go live January 5th, which is just around the corner, is next Thursday. So, yeah, that's it. I hope you loved it. And I know that this paper, if you get it, you're just going to love it. It's really, really pretty. Okay, guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for supporting my channel. And thanks for everything. And if I think I'll see you in the new year. What's today? The 20th? Yeah, I'll see you in the new year. So have a wonderful, safe, and happy new year, guys. Okay, bye.